All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Quiptic crossword. This is usually the easiest one they have per each week. Oh, other than, of course, the quick cryptic. If you are new to cryptic crosswords, I do recommend you try that weekly quick cryptic. They tell you at the start exactly what type of clues they're going to be using, so it's quite helpful what types of wordplay. Anyway, this week, Quiptic is set by Carpathian. Let's see what Carpathian has for us. Setter, left, offensive, musical. Well, setter can be I or me. Left could be L, and so maybe it's IL, and a word for offensive, and it's going to mean a musical, or me, L, mel, something. Or we have a word for offensive and we remove I or me from it and we get the musical. But I'm not thinking of a 9-letter musical, not my area of expertise at all. Let's try the downs. Signifies a way to an end. Well, a way could be a street, a road. What signifies means? Oh, I think this is just a double definition, a means to an end, but also something means something, it signifies something. So now our musical begins with M, Les Miserables. No, don't see that. Criminal, nearly, admitting constant theft. I think it's going to be a shortened word for a criminal. Or actually, criminal can also indicate an anagram, so maybe we anagram nearly, and then we put a constant inside it, which could be E is a constant that comes up a lot, and if we're going to get a word for theft, yeah, I'm not quite sure what robbery, but no, I don't see it. Stray diamonds found by Fisher. No, diamonds found by Fisher sounds like wordplay. Diamonds, of course, can simply be D from bridge notation. D found by a fisher would be a crack of some kind, or, and then the word is going to mean stray, I suppose. Manage to put poem in Old English. I think Old English can be abbreviated to OE. And are we going to put a word for a poem in between the O and the E, and it's going to mean manage? Oh yes, poem could be verse, and if you manage something, you oversee it. All right. Radiance of old prunes misrepresented. Well, surely that is an anagram of old prunes, and it's going to mean radiance. We have super something. No, I think I'm going to need some letters for that one. Bad actor rejected. Food somewhere in Germany. Well, a bad actor I'm thinking is a ham. Yes, rejected would mean some word is going to go backwards. But I don't think ham is going to go backwards, but food, and we get somewhere in Germany. Well, that would be Hamburg, of course, with the European Championship on at the moment. In Germany, the food is grub, and that is backwards, rejected. All right, one more down and then we'll go back to the acrosses. Eager ant, breaking, promise. Well, I'm thinking this is going to be another anagram. Breaking is telling us to anagram eager ant. And we get a guarantee would be a promise, I suppose. All right, 6 across surely is huge. Yes. Embrace is hug. European is E, and giant is huge. Hot ether limit is fine. Oh, I'm thinking the definition is fine. Hot, I think, can be simply H. Yes, and ether, I'm thinking, might simply be air, and a limit might be a line that you can't cross, and a hairline crack would be a fine crack. Yeah, I mean, it's a funny definition word, fine, because I think it's in a very specific sense. All right, move clumsily, having taken drug for a spinal region. All right, what is this spinal region? I want to say it's the lumbar. Yes, so if you move clumsily, you lumber around, B-E-R, but we're going to take a drug E for A. And I often say this, which I've picked up from cracking the cryptic. If you see A in a clue, you should immediately be suspicious and think that the A is going to be part of the wordplay. All right, climb like US currency. Like US currency, well, obviously that's the dollar, but I wonder if it's another currency. Or is it to climb? Because like could be as. Oh, it's not the dollar, it's the cent. And it's the noun climb is an ascent, all right. Remarkable urinals distributed around gents initially. Well, I think it's going to be an anagram of urinals, which are distributed around the first letter of gents. And we're going to get a word for remarkable. Let's use the anagram helper and shuffle remarkable. Singular, yes, of course. That's a good one. All right. Start to cover artificial fabric in marker. Well, start to cover is C. Artificial fabric. What would that be? Rayon, yes. And then you get crayon. Is a crayon a marker? Well, not the markers I grew up with, but maybe it's close enough. Stretch out. Well, looking at the letters I have, I'm immediately thinking elongate. Yes, so it's a punning bit of wordplay at the end. A scandal often has the gate suffix, and that just came up in one of David Webb's crosswords recently. And then the owner of X, of course, is Elon. I think they may have had a similar clue before, but I suppose it's just too good wordplay for them not to use it. Fight back as consumer holds dog upside down. To fight back, retaliate, I want to say. That has the right number of letters. I'm thinking the consumer might be an eater. Retaliate. So we do have eater. And yeah, so dog is the verb. To dog somebody is to follow them or tail them. And tail is upside down. All right. This does look like an anagram of nearly. Is it going to be with another? I think it's with a C for constant, because I can see we have larceny. All right. Now, oh, maybe it's not a. I think I'm so used to seeing musical ending up being the name of a musical, but maybe it's just something like mellifluous. Oh, melodious. I like that. Ah, yes. So, oh my goodness, it was the thing I said it wasn't, which is me plus L, and then a word for offensive, odious. Well, well, well. Yes, you always have to keep an open mind when doing these crosswords and be prepared to change direction. Stray, I am thinking of drift, and so diamonds is D and a fissure is a rift. And now my radiance, oh, now I do have my letters to try the anagram. Splendor, I think. Yeah. Again, radiance is not the most obvious synonym, but they can't make it too easy, I suppose. All right, back to the acrosses. Direct view, across revolutionary, paintings. Yeah, I'm not seeing which way this one is going to be. I do think across is wordplay. We're going to put one word across or around another. But is it going to mean direct or is it going to mean paintings? No. Wearing a wig is tough. Oh my goodness, I'm going to pause and hydrate and think about that. Well, I think this one might have done with a question mark, because wearing a wig, well, people often refer to a wig as a rug. And so they're saying if you're rugged, you're wearing a wig. I don't think I've ever heard that before as an adjective. So if that, yeah, anyway, but obviously rugged then means tough. Head of church, to dawdle around section in monastery. Well, I'm mainly thinking of a cloister, mainly because I'm thinking head of church is simply a C, and with the L we have, I thought of cloister, and to dawdle could be to loiter, and I think section. Yeah, I suppose maybe in an index of a book, they might refer to some section and abbreviate it to S. I don't know if there's some other explanation of how you can abbreviate section to S, but that seems to make sense to me. All right, let's go back to the Downs. Nearly, oh, another nearly, behind revolting lines at the end of the day. So I'm thinking something like night time, but I think nearly is nigh. Lines at, Well, we need 5 more letters. And we definitely have a T. So, yeah, I'm not sure where the revolting lines is going to mean. Yeah, maybe cloister is wrong, but it seems pretty obvious to be a part of a monastery. Anyway, we'll move on. In the morning, I get fit and friendly. Yeah, so in the morning, I'm thinking AM, and then and I get fit, able, and amiable is friendly. Dish boxed up by souvenir retailer. Well, a dish boxed up by souvenir seems like wordplay. We're going to put a word for a dish. Possibly we're going to reverse it because it does say boxed up. Then what's a souvenir? A short word for a souvenir. And it's going to then mean, I think, a retailer. No, not seeing it. Animal rebuilt log lair. Well, that must be an anagram of log lair. And we do have the G, so gorilla comes to mind. How about rigid back? Must be a double definition. Rigid back, of course, so many different meanings of back, as in the rear portion of something, or to support somebody, to back them, or to reverse, but it means rigid. No, how about strength shown by idiot alien? Well, alien is often ET in these crosswords. An idiot could be an ass. So an asset, I suppose, would be one of your strengths. All right, let's look at these remaining acrosses. Extend feast. This also looks like a double definition. Extend. Oh, a spread. Yeah, a big feast can be described as a spread. Meet father gives character from Greece. I'm thinking this could be a letter from the Greek alphabet. Ah, yes, of course, lamb is a meat and da is father. There we go. One portion is minute or minute, showing impracticality. Oh, I think impracticality is going to be the definition. I'm wondering if the one could be an I, and then we have a 4-letter word for portion, and then is, and possibly the M. I think it might be idealism is impracticality, because you're not dealing with what is practical, you're just dealing with concepts, what would ideally happen. And a deal, I suppose if you think about dealing out cards or dealing out anything, you get your portion. All right. Pure and simple pool. Okay. Pure and simple pool. Oh, I'm thinking it might be a mere, as in Lake Windermere. I think a mere is a large, well, bigger than a pool, more like a lake. And if something is pure, mere, yeah, I think that works. Unfortunately, we have no other letters to corroborate that. Revolting alien wit, I prepare to ambush. I think it's going to mean to ambush, or maybe prepare to ambush. Revolting. Yeah, I mean, it must be an anagram of alien wit I. Lie in wait. I think so. It is prepare to ambush. Okay. Now our rigid. Oh, if somebody is rigid, they're stern, and the back of a boat is the stern. Now my dish, boxed up by souvenir, retailer. Yeah, I was expecting an ER word for a retailer. Some other kind of retailer. No, not seeing it. Ooh. So this is not nighttime, nightfall, maybe. Nearly behind, revolting lines. At the end of the day, nightfall, how would that work? Yeah, I'm really not sure about this, because also I'm thinking nearly has to go behind revolting lines. Yeah, I'm not sure. Be great if I could get this direct view across revolutionary paintings. If it's paintings, it's probably going to end in an S. Direct. Yeah, not seeing it. So just those three left. Let me pause and sip my water. I did have to resort to wordplays.com. I saw the word straight and I thought, of course, that's direct. And revolutionary paintings is art backwards. And going across that is sight, which is view. All right, so now we have T something R, dish boxed up. Oh, it's a hidden clue with a reversal. So starting with the T in retailer and working backwards, we have a terrine, which is some kind of dish. Is it a soup? Or maybe I'm thinking making this, mixing it up with tour. Isn't there also T-O-U-R? Terrine, a container of soup or something to keep it warm. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. All right, so just 14 down left. I'm going to put in nightfall, nearly, behind revolting lines. Yeah, let's check this. It is correct, but I'm not sure. Revolting. No, now I get it. Behind is actually part of the wordplay, but not as a direction, but as a fodder for the wordplay. So nearly indeed is nigh, behind on a boat is aft, and that is revolting. And then lines are the L and the L. All right. That was quite tricky, I thought, for a Quiptic today. Let's check all. Everything looks to still be there, thank goodness. All right, well, that was a fun solve, but I thought it had some tricky moments. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and have a wonderful week ahead.